Season 2 of One Piece is not simply a continuation of the adventure. It is a turning point. At the end of Season 1, Luffy and his crew finally stood at the edge of the Grand Line. That moment was not just exciting. It was heavy with meaning. For every pirate in this world, the Grand Line is the true test. Many enter it with big dreams, but very few come out alive. And now, the Straw Hat crew is about to sail straight into it. This season opens with a feeling that everything is about to change. The sea is rougher. The air feels tense. Even the music carries more weight. Luffy still smiles, still laughs, still speaks about becoming the Pirate King like it is the most natural thing in the world. But around him, the world is starting to show its darker side. Being a pirate is no longer just about freedom and fun. It is about survival. Before they even reach the Grand Line, the crew stops at Lowtown, the town where Gold Roger, the Pirate King, was executed. This place is not just another city. It is history. It is the very ground where the greatest pirate declared that his treasure was real and waiting to be found. When Luffy stands in the same spot where Roger once stood, the scene feels powerful. It feels like destiny is slowly pulling him forward. The crowd around him, the wind in the air, the weight of that moment. Everything tells us that Luffy's journey is connected to something much bigger than we thought. But this is also where danger grows stronger. The Marines are no longer careless. They are serious. And this time, they send someone who is not easy to escape from. Smoker enters the story like a wall that cannot be broken. Calm, focused, and strong. He sees pirates as criminals who must be stopped no matter what. His power alone changes the tone of the show. For the first time, Luffy faces someone he cannot simply punch his way past. Smoker represents the system. He represents control. And he represents the idea that the world will not allow pirates to chase freedom without consequences. As the crew escapes Lowtown, the weather suddenly shifts. The sky darkens. The sea becomes wild. This is not normal weather. It feels almost like fate itself is reacting to Luffy's presence. The storm helps them escape, but it also reminds us that the world of One Piece is not random. There are forces moving behind the scenes. Some people are watching. Some people are waiting. Then comes Reverse Mountain, the entrance to the Grand Line. This is not a simple passage. It is chaos. Water rushing upward, ships fighting against nature. One wrong move and everything ends. The crew must work together like never before. Nami's skills as a navigator are pushed to the limit. Zoro and Sanji put aside small arguments to focus on survival. Usopp tries to stay brave even when fear is clear on his face. And Luffy, standing at the front, refuses to show doubt. When they finally cross into the Grand Line, it does not feel like a victory celebration. It feels like stepping into the unknown. The sea ahead is quiet, almost too quiet. And that silence tells us one thing very clearly. This journey is going to be harder than anything they have faced before. The moment the crew enters the Grand Line, the world stops following normal rules. The sea no longer moves in a simple way. The weather changes without warning. Calm skies can turn into violent storms in seconds. Even the air feels different, like the ocean itself is testing every ship that dares to cross it. This is where legends are born, but it is also where dreams are crushed without mercy. Very quickly, the Straw Hats learn that surviving here will require more than courage. The log pose becomes their only guide, slowly adjusting to strange magnetic fields that do not make sense. Nami realizes that everything she learned about navigation before this point is almost useless. The Grand Line has its own logic, and it does not care about human plans. This forces the crew to rely on each other in deeper ways. There is no turning back now. As they move forward, they encounter their first emotional challenge, Laboon, the giant whale blocking their path. At first, it looks like another obstacle, another creature to defeat. But the truth is much more touching. Laboon has been waiting for years for a pirate crew that promised to return. He waits every single day, crashing his head against the red line, refusing to give up hope. This story hits differently. It mirrors the Straw Hats' own journey. They are also pirates making promises. They are also chasing dreams. And in Laboon's pain, we see what happens when time, loss, and loneliness take over. Luffy's reaction to Laboon shows growth. Instead of simply fighting, he connects. He understands the whale's sadness in a simple, honest way. He makes a promise, not to abandon, but to return. That promise is not just for Laboon. It represents what kind of pirate Luffy wants to be. He does not want to conquer people. He wants to protect bonds. This moment quietly reminds us that strength in One Piece is not only about power. It is about heart. But the season does not stay soft for long. Soon after, strange figures begin to appear. They move in pairs. They speak in codes. They hide their true names behind numbers. This is the first sign of Baroque Works. At first, they seem almost small, like side characters with secret jobs. But the tone around them is different. There is mystery. There is planning. Unlike the loud and proud villains from Season 1, this group works from the shadows. The idea of a secret organization inside the Grand Line raises the stakes immediately. This is no longer about random pirate crews fighting for treasure. This is about strategy, about long-term plans, about control over entire nations. The Straw Hats slowly realize they are stepping into something much bigger than a simple adventure. There are forces here that move quietly and carefully, and these forces have been active long before Luffy arrived. Vivi's introduction changes everything again. At first, she hides her true identity. She is brave but cautious. Her mission is personal. Through her, we learn that Baroque Works is not just a criminal group. It is working to destroy her homeland from the inside. A kingdom is in danger. A civil war is being built piece by piece. And at the center of it all stands a powerful leader whose name is whispered with fear, Crocodile. Even without fully showing him, the series makes his presence feel heavy. His shadow stretches across conversations. His influence reaches far. People respect him publicly, but fear him privately. This kind of villain feels different. He is not loud. He does not need to shout. His power is already everywhere. And that quiet control is more dangerous than open violence. As the Straw Hats move deeper into the Grand Line, they slowly understand that this journey is no longer just about reaching the next island. It is about stepping into a war they did not plan for. A hidden conflict, a dangerous game. And whether they like it or not, they are now part of it. Section 2 shows that the Grand Line is not just wild nature. It is a battlefield of secrets. And the deeper they sail, the harder it will be to escape what is coming. As the truth about Baroque Works becomes clearer, the mood of the journey changes again. This is no longer just about exploring strange islands or facing random enemies. Now the crew understands that they are walking into a planned disaster. Every move they make could affect an entire kingdom. Every fight could push a nation closer to war. For the first time, their adventure carries real political weight. Vivi finally reveals who she truly is, a princess trying to save her country, Alabasta. Her calm strength hides deep fear. She knows her people are suffering. She knows rebellion is spreading. And she knows that behind all of it stands Crocodile, one of the 7 warlords of the sea. That title alone changes everything. A warlord is not just a pirate. He is officially recognized by the world government. That means Crocodile has protection, power, influence. He can move freely while planning destruction from the shadows. This reveal shocks the crew. Luffy does not fully care about political titles. But even he understands that this enemy is on a different level. Zoro becomes more serious. Sanji watches carefully. Nami begins thinking ahead, understanding that this is not a normal fight. Usopp tries to act confident, but the fear in his eyes is real. They are stepping into a storm that has been building for years. Baroque Works agents start appearing more aggressively. They test the crew's strength. Some fights are short but intense. Others are mental games, full of tricks and hidden motives. Each enemy feels connected to a larger plan. Nothing is random anymore. The story becomes layered. Every island feels like a piece of a puzzle leading to Alabasta. Zoro's development stands out strongly here. He faces enemies who challenge not just his skill, but his pride. Assassins who fight with cold focus. Opponents who do not scream or brag. They simply try to eliminate him. These fights show how much Zoro has grown since the East Blue. He no longer fights just to win. He fights to protect the crew's path forward. His loyalty becomes sharper, deeper, and more dangerous. Nami also faces quiet pressure. As navigator, she carries the responsibility of guiding them safely through the unpredictable Grand Line. But now she must also think about supply routes, desert travel, and how to reach Alabasta before the rebellion explodes. The weight on her shoulders grows heavier, yet she does not break. She adapts. She studies. She pushes herself harder. Sanji shows another layer of his character. His care for Vivi is clear, but it is not only about charm. He respects her strength. He understands her burden. And when danger appears, he steps forward without hesitation. His calm style hides sharp awareness. In moments,